In our maxi dress, first we're going to cut out the half length, and I'll be working with the bust circumference measurement of 42 inches. I am going to divide by 4, and then I'll add 2 inches allowance, same as your bust circumference plus 8 divided by 4. Now, because it's a princess that's bust here, I am going to add extra 2 inches to the folding. So the bust circumference I'm working with is 42 inches plus 8 divided by 4. I have 12.5 inches, but because of the bust here, I folded 14.5 inches. That means I've added extra 2 inches to my folding. The under bust length is 14 inches, while the half length is 15.5. I'm making it 16 inches because I need my seam allowance. The first thing we need to do is to hide the extra 2 inches that was added. So I'm going to hide that before taking out my measurements. Now I have different tutorials on how to make princess that bustier, either off shoulder or without shoulder, either off shoulder or with shoulder, sorry. So you can watch that for a better understanding. So like I said, we're going to fold in the 2 inches. We're going to hide it first, then we can bring out all our circumference measurements. First, I have the shoulder divided by 2. Shoulder is 16, divided by 2 is 8 inches. Then I need to mark down, to measure down 8.5 inches. Now for this particular measurement, bust of 42, I'll be using 9 inches for the armhole length. Our constant measurement is 8.5, which can be reduced or you can add to it depending on the size. So here now I have 9 inches, while below my 9 inches, I'm going to take the bust circumference measurement and I will add my 2 inches allowance. That's for seam. So bust divided by 4 plus 2, or bust plus 8 divided by 4. Now under my under bust length, I am going to take the under bust circumference, and that's also plus 8 divided by 4, or you have your under bust circumference measurement divided by 4 plus 2 inches. So what we're going to do from here is to connect our points. First, I need to bring it out like this, and here I am going to take in 1.5 inches. So depending on the measurements you're working with, you can as well take in 1 inch depending on the size. I am going to get the midpoint of this, which is 4.5 inches. Here's my 4.5 inches, and I'll come in by 0.5. Now to connect my armhole, I'll bring it from the bust to connect to my 1.5 inches to the 0.5 inches, and then back to my shoulder measurements. And if you have your curve sets, that will help you to carve out this armhole properly. Now from the bust, I'm going to connect to the under bust circumference like this, and I am going to cut it out first. The measurements I'm using here applies to all measurements except for the armhole length, which should be 8.5 inches. So in case you're sewing for random sizes, you can go with your 8.5 inches, and then your allowance still remains the same. You have your bust circumference measurement divided by 4 plus 2, and because it's a bustier dress, there's need to add extra 2 inches, which I have added. Now we're going to focus on the princess dart first, and to get that, we are going to work with the bust pan. Most times I call it the nipple to nipple measurement, just to break it down to your simplest understanding. So the dart measurement is 4 inches. I'm taking 4 inches for this particular measurement. If I'm sewing for myself, that's the bust of 36 inches. I use 3.5 inches, and that depends on your bust span. Okay, so my 4 inches continues to the bust point, and here on the armhole, you can take out the measurements you desire from 3, 3.5, 4, 4.5, 5, 5.5, depending on what you want. So I'm going to work with 4.5 inches. Now here is my 4.5 inches. I'm going to connect this to my 4 inches measurement, just like this. And the next thing I'm going to do from here is to take in 1.5 inches. The 1.5 inches continues to the underbust measurement. Here is the underbust measurement. So I'm taking my 1.5 inches as well. Now, from the underbust length, we need to get the nipple point. So it varies for individual. Here, I am working with 3.5 as the nipple point. So you can either take your measurement from the shoulder to get the nipple point, or you take the measurement from the underbust. So here is our nipple points, here is our underbust, and here is our half length, so we don't mix it up. All right, so now I'm going to take half an inch, that's 0.5 inch from my points. From this line, I'm going to go in by 0.5, and then on the armhole, I'll come in by 1 inch. Now I'm going to connect all those points. From this point, I'm going to meet my 1.5 inches. This goes straight down, and I'm connecting from this point as well from my 1 inch, just like this. Good. So I'm going to be cutting out this particular space. So we're cutting out the 2 lines. Okay, from here now we can get our neck design. You can always go with any neck design of your choice. There are various of them. We have round, square, V, kilo neck, what have you. I'll be working with a width of 3.5 and the depth of 4.5 inches. I will be having a round shape. If you want a square shape, you can go like this. If you want it V, you go like this, depending on the neck design that you want. So I am going to carve out a round shape just like this. Also on the armhole, I need to mark out my 1 inch for my shoulder slant. So from this neck width, I am going to connect to my 1 inch. So now we are going to cut. Okay, before we cut out the front pattern, I'll just use this to cut out the back bodies first. And since the back is going to require the zipper allowance, and here we have extra 2 inches added to the front, all I just need to do is place the pattern on my fabric to cut. So I'm cutting out exactly what I have on the pattern, which means I already have my zipper allowance. Now coming to the neck design, the width here, because of the extra 2 inches that we've added from this, which is going to serve as the zipper allowance, there's need to first hide it just like this. Then from there I can bring out my 3.5 inches and the depth of your desired measurement. The next thing I'm going to do from here is to place this back. So I am going to place it just like this. My 2 inches is still hidden, and the dart, because I want a princess dart for the back bodies as well, I am just going to place it at the very edge here, and I'll be tracing it out, both the front, the pattern and the fabric is what I'll be cutting out now, like this. So automatically, I have cut out the princess dart for the back. My 2 inches is still hidden, remember? I'm done with the back bodies while we continue with the front pattern. Now, I told us that we're going to cut out the 2 lines. So I'm going to cut this out as well. Next is the neck design. And our shoulder slope. So all these are what I'll be placing on my fabric to cut the front pattern. Now whatever you have here, just place it on your fabric to cut. Now that we are done with the half length, to cut the base of the dress, I have here with me 2.5 yards of fabric. Those 2.5 yards, then I folded it into two. You can measure like 2 yards or even three yards, depending on how big you want the base of your dress. Now the length of this is the full length is 56 that I'm working with, and we already cut out about 15.5 inches for the half length. Let's say 15 inches for the half length, and the full length is 56, so it means I need 41 inches to complete my length. So the length that I have here is 43, as I'll be folding the base here so that I can get my 41 inches measurement. So what I'm going to do now, I have folded my 2 yards into two, so I'm going to just open it up so I can have one part for the front and the other part for the back. So this is for the front and this is for the back. So this for the back now, there's need for me to slit. So I'll open it up so that this part will fall to the middle back where I am going to have my zipper. So I still need to open it up. Just like this. If you don't want to cut it all the way down to the base, you can just leave it halfway. But since you're still going to join, you can just cut it out at once. Now, this is what we're going to be doing. We already have the back. This material now is for the back, and this is for the front. This is for the front. Now we are going to cut out the pocket, and the pocket measurement is 14 by 14 inches, which I have done. There's 14 and 14 inches. You can reduce to 14 by 13 or 14 by 12. Well, that means the length will be 12 inches. So what I have here now, I have it in two, one for the right hand side, the other one for the left hand side. Now, I am going to measure 7 inches is the pocket mouth. So first I need to take 1 inch or 1.5 inches downward because of my allowance. So I'm going to take the 1.5 inches and I'll notch. This is just a little opening, you can see that. And then from there I am going to measure the pocket mouth, which is 7 inches. So I'm going to take the 7 inches from this notched part. So if you are sewing for a kid, you can reduce this pocket mouth. For my personal measurements, I use 6 inches for the pocket mouth. So here is the 7 inches. I notch both the pocket and the fabric. So here is the pocket mouth. What I am going to do from here is I'm going to join . So I'm going to join from this top, just like this. I'm going to close it from this edge now to this other edge. And the other side of my fabric, I'm going to do the same. I'm going to join from that edge to this very edge. I'll be left with this material for the pockets. So I am also going to join the remaining pockets like this, while I will also join the remaining fabric here all the way down. So whatever I'm doing here, I'll be repeating it on the other side. So first we're going to be joining like this. I'm actually going to join everything, but I'm still going to hold this part down so that the pocket mouth will start from here, exactly from here to this point. So what I'll be doing is, you can just join. I'm going to join from this edge to this very end, and I'll do the same to the other side. That's the front fabric. I'll close the remaining parts of my pocket and I'll close the sides. So I'll do that on the other side, then I'll come back to show you what to do next. Now that we have joined, this is what we have, and I'm going to turn it so that we can see the front part of it and how it looks like. Now here is the back, one side of the back and the front. Let me turn it. You can see how it is now. So you can easily put your hand by the sides here. And what we're going to be doing from here is to join the half length. All that we just need to do, all we need to do is to join back whatever we have cut out, front to front, then back to back. Here is the front. I'm going to cut out my wadding and my lining, and I am going to join it together. I am also going to join that of the back. After that, I am going to be pleating this, the whole fabric. Now, because it's going to be a kiss pleat, I can decide to have my pleats on each dart. For instance, like this is one side of the back joined together. Let me bring it so you can see. So this is one side of the back. After joining this particular place, I'm going to hold my darts in this manner. So that it will align. This is a kiss pleat, and it's going to align here with the dart of the half length. So I'm going to join it like that. I'm going to continue on other darts as well. And if you still want another one at the middle of the half length, you can go ahead to do that. And the sleeve, you can always go with any type of sleeve that you desire, and that will be the end of our tutorial. So just in case you are yet to subscribe to my channel, here is another opportunity. Subscription is free. Just click the subscribe button. It is free, totally free, trust me. And also click the bell. It's going to help you get notification each time I upload a new video. I still remain Simeon Grace. Till I see you next class. Bye.